I wonder what will jump in your head in association with words fast, large and heavy, expensive, pretty in its way. For sure, you read the title. Today we make a breakdown of Acer Predator Helios 500, a true gaming machine. But if you got something different in your mind, feel free to share it in comments, while I answer whether this laptop worth its $3,000. The outer look of this guy screams out loud that it is ready for battle. The Predator has got large sizes, edgy shape, colorful radiators and juicy backlight. Nobody even made an attempt to get rid of the thick frame on a display that's really large, but so what, market sells such kind of products not for its slim frame. Device weighs quite a lot. With 4 kilos on your back you do not stand a chance for an easy stroll around the city. Nevertheless, imagine how would you feel with the real PC on your back. Anyway, laptop's portability wins in logistics of transportation. The left side brings on a gigabit Ethernet, USB 3.0 and 2 Type-C for USB 3.1 and Thunderbolt 3. The right one's got 2 USB 3.0 and mini jacks for headphones and mic. On the back there are interfaces for power supply, DisplayPort and HDMI 2.0. Moving on, the laptop has a strong cooling system. The noise from so-called aeroblade fans can easily outplay the speakers by the sound during the intense activity. That's why I suggest gaming only with a nice headset. The cooler does its job on 100%. There are numerous tasty versions of Helios 500. The part of them is based on Ryzen. The system is designed to deal with the heat from AMD chip, while our guy uses Intel processor. In the end, the hardware remained in a normal condition even under heavy loads. The keyboard is completely customizable. You can choose any possible color or even add some rainbow flavor to a game process. Also, feel free to light up a touchpad and a giant power button. Near it, you will find a group of buttons which you can adjust with different functions and commands. To the right side of the power button, Acer placed 3 LEDs. They are laser bright, and when night comes you will definitely feel them poking in your eyes. At least I'm happy that during daylight these LEDs don't bother at all. A couple of additional details. Despite the fact that keyboard is membrane, our fingers found it pretty comfortable to use, but due to big sizes mentioned previously, after a long time texting your hands may become tired. You might already suspect that I said no words about fingerprint scanner and card reader. That's just because our Predator decided not to include them into his arsenal. That beast is not finger scanning kinda guy. I bet you all want to know how the device looks inside. Check it out. At first, we easily remove a bottom cover. Straight off, we get access to 2 slots of RAM. If you screw off the copper thermal interface in the lower right corner, you will see a pair of Hynix SSD storage. Then, we decided to dig deeper and leave the battery. Here, we opened up a pocket for installing of 2.5-inch drives. The necessary accessories for the last one come in a package with the laptop. What do we have with the screen? Here is 17.3-inch 144 GHz IPS panel with a matte covering. Our model has Full HD resolution and supports NVIDIA G-Sync. There is no uneven backlight and the colors feel adequate for my eyes. The sound through speakers is not the loudest in the world, but watching or rather listening videos on YouTube will be not dusty at all. A pity thing was the fact that there is practically no bass. In games, as I said, I strongly suggest to use headphones. Predator's heart turned out to be 6-core Intel Core i7 8750H processor with 4.1 GHz of maximum frequency. There's NVIDIA GeForce 1070 with 8 GB of memory, also 16 GB of RAM with DDR4. The storage is represented by RAID technology with 2 SSD each for 256 GB. What's the speed of all that stuff? Let's be honest, bloody fast. Benchmark will tell you that in a way of numbers. You now see scores on the screen, but you all are waiting to see FPS in games, so let's fire up. Far Cry gave us 58 to 97 FPS. Middle-earth Shadow of War 55 to 76, PUBG 65 to 80, Rise of the Tomb Raider 73 to 105, and World of Tanks 93 to 140. All numbers are taken so to say on average after an hour of gameplay. Settings of course are set on ultra. What's experience with throttling? Actually, its volume is so low that you won't feel it here. Check out the results of AIDA benchmark that was running simultaneously with 3D Mark 4K test. As you see, the temperature rises up a bit, but still no sign of throttling. In daily usage, the laptop shows great activity speed. We played different games for the whole day and our Helios 500 didn't drop a hint of slowdown or overheating. All the games ran stable after an intensive hours of gameplay as in the very beginning. Among the software, I'd like to grab your attention to the one called Predator Sense. Here you can set up the keyboard backlight, enable video card overclocking, pre-program hotkeys, and manually increase the rotating speed of the cooling blades. In short, it's a pretty useful feature and we enjoyed it a lot. The feeding comes from the battery at 74 Watt per hours. When working with text, browsing the internet or listening music, the battery should last about 2 hours. If we are talking about games, device might grant you near 40 minutes of work without a charge. So, what's my personal opinion on Acer Predator Helios 500? It rocks, no matter what, despite the missing card reader and fingerprint scanner, big heavy body and definitely high price, which means that it can aggressively hit your pocket. But there's one thing, isn't it what a real gaming laptop should be like? As for me, he copes with his main task perfectly. In order to collect skulls of your opponents in games, you will only have to sharpen your skills. The Predator will do the rest for you. If final verdict is still not clear for you, I'll give a clue. You may have no doubts of buying that laptop. The links to it will be in the description box below. If you liked that video, smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. I will see you next time and cheers!